So I said, why not just decide to just do this video once and for all? Yes, we've all seen that screenshot. It went viral. The same way the lady who got fired on TikTok live. I'm going to address that at a later time, especially because I think it's in court or there's something going on around that particular TikTok video, which is why I haven't spoken to it. But this one is within my purview and it's something I've done for over 10 years. And I feel that it needs to be addressed so that way we can all put it to bed and then hopefully navigate this kind of situation better in the future for people who are going to be in that position of being HR professionals or going to issue these letters to candidates. So my name is Ijeoma and welcome to my channel where I talk about everything HR related and in intersection with the law under the Naija HR Chic Series. Today, how long should you wait when you give a candidate, an offer letter via email, maybe in a hard copy, and there are different schools of thought. I am going to offer my own advice from my years of experience, and I think I found this out uh, because something like this almost happened in a situation like that I had in one of these organizations I worked with. Yes, you are excited to just close out, a particular recruitment process from the writing out of the compelling job description to the first and second stages of shortlisting candidates, and then the chat and then the interviews, depending on the kind of jobs that you're interviewing for and where you work, where you have to bring them in to shadow them, get them to do certain things to be sure that they're not just saying what they are saying on their CVs, but they really know and understand how they tie in to the bottom line of your organization. Because sometimes people are just interested to fill a role, not looking at the cultural fit and then how this is going to work for the organization. So in this instance, I didn't put a timeline. I just made it seem like, okay, we're offering you a job and we need you to resume at so and so time. And the person said, oh, they needed extra time to consider the offer. So in my head, I'm thinking, I'm offering you a chance to work with a superb organization. I don't understand what you mean you need the time to consider the offer. Yeah, I did that. And let's just say the series of events that occurred just let me know that there are certain things that I should never take for granted ever again. That's one. And then secondly, looking at this particular incident, it kind of just taught me if you want someone to resume in a week's time or in a month's time, it's always best to look at their notice period, and then consider the fact that I would want to close out on this at so and so time. It also ties into your recruitment time. So there are some roles that you can say, okay, I need you to consider this for a week. If it's a bit higher level, it doesn't mean that you cannot reduce it to 5 hours, right? But depending on the nature of the role and what this person is coming to do for your organization, you can start from like 7 days or 3 days, or my personal favorite, 2 days, depending on the urgency of filling the role. But it's always advised, it's always better to have a timeline to these things. That way, the candidate doesn't come back to you with a timeline of their own, and then it kind of just goes against what you really have in mind. And this is, I think, what happened in this case. Obviously, they might have been in a hurry to fill that role and they didn't think. And of course, people have come up with their own concept of, if a HR person is already responding that way, what's the guarantee that it's not going to be one of those organizations where you have the whole, we are a family vibe here, and then you walk right into a toxic situation. It might not always be that. But in this case, it was almost like, I found it very funny. Oh, the same way you're taking your time to consider our offer, bear in mind that we also have other candidates. So it would be nice to come back to us sometime, say 3 days. I felt that was the message the HR person was giving, so that we would know what we're doing. Either we're moving forward with you as a candidate, or we're going to start looking at alternative options. It doesn't necessarily mean that that person was being made an option. It was also being honest to say, yes, we get that you need time to consider our offer, but please don't make it in such a way that we have to, like, after 1 week start being unsure whether this person is going to come back to us with an answer of either rejecting the offer or accepting the offer. I personally didn't find anything wrong. And then I know that people watching this video are going to come for me because they're like, oh, that was rude. She shouldn't have even bothered. Or should have used the opportunity to say, oh, I think 1 week is a bit of a stretch. Maybe we can do 3 days. Yes, there was also that option. But from the word go, I think the only thing that the HR of professional in this matter could have done better, and this is what I always stress: training, training, training. It's not just about taking certification exams and becoming a SPHRI, but it's also about training. It's also about experience and knowing these things practically. Please and please, as much as possible, just send a letter with a timeline. It saves everyone across board, all around, a lot of time and having us go viral for the wrong things. Because I feel like we were just in the news for the wrong things a lot of times recently. Like started from like last year. And then with the lady on TikTok in January. So it's just like, oh my God, when do we catch a break? you know, HR is not the enemy in this case. But yes, that could have been handled better. I feel, as I would do, is I would issue a letter with a timeline. We need you to come back to us in 2 days, in 3 days, in 1 week, in 2 weeks, depending on the notice period of this person and how urgent we will need to fill that role and close out that process. But if you think that she was displaying signs of, working at a toxic organization, because I saw that most people were chiming in and saying things like, let me know. But I personally didn't find anything wrong. I just felt it was a case of somebody who was in a hurry to close out a transaction, close out your recruitment process, and forgot the cardinal rule, which is what, at least at the very least, put a timeline to the acceptance or declining or rejection of this offer letter, as it were. Okay, let me know what you think about this episode. I am very visible on social media. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Threads, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Twitter, and I am on Instagram as Ijeoma Ucheibe. Do let me know what you thought of today's episode, and then who knows, if you are interested in coming to join me on the couch, it's here waiting for you. You might also want to email me and tell me about this topic that you feel which we haven't spoken about and that you feel that we need to get to. I'm available. I'll sift through and then we'll decide the topic we feel fits the moment. But from April, I think towards the end of April, I'm going to start this series. I'm going to take a judgment of the Nigerian National Industrial Court of Nigeria and then review it, give my own perspective, bearing in mind that it is a decided matter. I will just try to break it down in such a way that a HR professional who's not necessarily a lawyer can understand the legal speak around some of these things. But they're coming away later, once again, it's a Friday evening and I'm about to head out of the office. Hey, have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Bye, guys.